Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Dangerous temperatures well below freezing, sinking in for a second night in a row. If you're looking for shelter from the cold, our City Hood is standing by with details on that.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale kicking off our team coverage on this frosty night ahead. Riley.
Man, we got some really cold temperatures again tonight after a night with some before you head to bed out there tonight. Other quick safety tips for you with these cold temps. Remember, if you're using a space heater, never plug them into an extension cord. A very easy way to start a fire in your home. Have an update on some warmer temps by the weekend for you in just about 10 minutes.
Quick reminder, don't forget to download the First Alert Weather app, real-time data that can really keep you and your family safe in all kinds of weather. Just scan and tap that flow code on the screen right there to check the temperatures in our area, to watch conditions on our First Alert radar network, and much more. This is free in the Apple and Google Play Store. Dangerous sub-freezing temperatures seeking in again tonight with lows in the mid-20s.
To combat the cold, Augusta Transit is working to make sure no one sleeps in the cold tonight. They're offering free rides to the Augusta Rescue Mission, the Garden City Rescue Mission, and the Salvation Army Center of Hope. Before you go, you do need proof of a shelter clearance. You can get that from the Richmond County Sheriff's Office. That's for safety reasons. So stop by the Sheriff's Office to get that documentation before 5 o'clock. You can do it Monday through Friday. You can also call the first number you see there on your screen.
And by the way, the bus runs from 3 until 7:30 p.m. If you need a ride to the facility before 8 o'clock, call that second number we put on the screen there. Pickup is at the Broad Street Transfer Facility. But all this takes teamwork, and the very shelters taking people in are counting on your help. City Hood, live for us from the Center of Hope.
People started lining up out here at the Center of Hope around 3:30, so we're going on almost 3 hours of people coming in trying to find a warm space. Now, I don't know how far you can see behind me here, but there's not really that big of a line right now, but folks, you still have about an hour left. Check-in here ends at 8 o'clock, so there's still a little bit more time for you to come in, check in, and find a warm space. Just a reminder, you have to have that shelter clearance in order to come in here, but getting folks from the transit station to these shelters is really only half the process. It's getting them inside, making sure their basic needs are met, and then most importantly, making sure that there's space for them.
That little act of kindness might be the difference between somebody making a decision that day.
It takes a lot to run shelters, keep the electricity on, and those things are really what we need.
Things like clothes, blankets,
helping people get from where they're at to us. Someone's not able to get to a shelter because of transportation, so I think that's a big deal.
Places like Augusta Rescue Mission and Garden City Rescue Mission rescue people from the streets.
We sure can't reach everybody, but we can do our best to make a difference in the ones that do come through here in their lives.
Which can appear as a challenge sometimes.
If somebody comes after 3 o'clock, it just depends. If we have a space and the bedding available in an emergency situation on an individual case, we might put a bed down, a mat on the floor, but we can only do one or two more than that, than what we already have.
So that's why they're calling on you to help.
Get somebody to the shelter, understand the criteria it takes to check in. We do require for longer term stay a shelter clearance to sleep in our shelter.
The other resources for warming centers, we can help make some phone calls if they wander in here.
So how can you help here? Well, donations are key. Garden City Rescue Mission, Augusta Rescue Mission, and the Salvation Army Center of Hope take donations year-round, but especially right now, they're looking for jackets, blankets, all those items that keep everyone warm. Salvation Army look for those red kettlebells around town, but biggest thing that you can do that is if you see someone that's lost or they need some direction, point them to one of these shelters.
Okay, good advice. They need a lot of items, even sheets and towels can help this time of year as well. Sydney, thank you. 4 days after a crash in Aiken, a North Augusta woman loses her life. The Aiken County coroner says 28-year-old Khadijah Jackson died yesterday. The crash happened Saturday around 1 in the morning on Wagner Road at East Pine Log Road in Aiken. Jackson was a passenger in a car that collided with another car.
2 nights ago, a family of 11's home was destroyed after it caught fire on Apricot Lane. 3 generations lived inside, including 8 children, and thankfully, they all made it out safely. But as Craig Allison tells us, they need a Christmas miracle.
Last night was Jaquilla Williams and Robert McCullough's first night living in a motel since their home burned. They're asking for help with everything from groceries to school supplies, but on top of everything else, this is all happening a week before Christmas. The smell of smoke lingers where 3 generations used to rest their heads.
Christmas is coming up, and majority of their things did get lost in that fire. So anything that anyone would be able to donate would be extremely helpful.
This was Jaquilla and Robert's first home together as an engaged couple. They'd only been renting it for a little over half a year.
It's an unfortunate accident. I mean, I'm just so grateful and extremely humble that the kids came out safely, unharmed.
An accident Red Cross says happens to nearly 47,000 homes during the winter holidays. Simply having a working smoke detector reduces your chance of dying nearly in half. And while Garnett Elementary and their HOA have also lent a hand, they need all the help they can get.
So we're grateful for those things, but right now we are feeling very scared, and we're really in need of housing right now.
A family of 11, now divided by 2 motel rooms, but held together by faith and hope for a holiday miracle.
But at the end of the day, we have each other.
We have each other, correct.
We are each other's motivation, inspiration.
Yeah.
So we're going to pull forward through this.
Yeah.
Red Cross is ready to accept donations so they can help victims of house fires, just like Jaquilla and Robert as well, as a number of causes for the local Augusta community. In Augusta, Craig Allison on your side.
Thanks, Craig. Just on Facebook for anyone looking to reach out and offer them some help.
The holiday shipping window is closed now. That means millions of shoppers will hit the stores between today and Saturday to find those last-minute gifts. The National Retail Federation expecting record shopping levels this year. They expect more than $950 billion will be spent by the end of December. They say the average family will spend almost $900 on gifts, decorations, food, and all that comes along with the holidays. And some of that money will be spent locally here at home. Hallie Turner joining us live from the Surrey Center on Highland Avenue. Hallie, how's it looking over there?
Well, it's pretty packed out here, so if you're banking on Add to Cart to save your Christmas holiday and maybe even get you out of the doghouse, you're going to want to go ahead and click the off button to your computer and your cell phone, because the post office says it's too late, but local businesses say you're right on time.
Bells are ringing and clocks are ticking. 2 sounds that tell local business owners last-minute shoppers are on the prowl.
It's mainly men, so they usually come in the day before Christmas and they're like, oh my gosh, please help me, I have nothing. So they're honestly some of my favorite people to help because they're just so easy to deal with.
Brooke Thomas with Ginger Bee Boutique says she's ready to help ease all stress.
If you still want to shop online, you can do a local pickup and you can come in store if you're in a rush and we can hand it to you real quick, or we can run it out to your car.
And Jeanette Mosley says there is no better place for a frantic shopper than a local storefront.
There's a plethora of things that you can do downtown all in one area.
Whether it's clothing or skincare.
Everything from skincare, body care, we do massage and facials. And then we have a lot of accessories and some homeopathic sublingual sprays.
Or olive oil and cheese. These owners say they have you covered.
So we have 21 different extra virgin olive oils, 10 different balsamics, and a really good sesame oil. We do charcuterie items, meats, cheeses, steaks and seafood, different breads, and then a great selection of wine and craft beer.
And it's a win for everyone.
When you shop local, you're helping support small business. Like, you're helping us pay our bills and put, food on our tables instead of a big corporate company who you probably won't even see any type of return on.
Now, we're 5 days away from Christmas, and by the looks of this parking lot here in the Surrey Center, this is the place to be for these local businesses. And look, we've even got some sales out here, right here, 80% off for everything for jewelry. And I hear most of them are saying that they are expecting Saturday to be their busiest day. Priority shipping is expensive, and as of today, it's a thing of the past for the holiday season.
Okay, get in there early and maybe just save yourself the stress and go, I don't know, tomorrow instead of like Sunday.
As we like to say, shop local. You're going to love it. Get set to pack up the car for a drive through Georgia history. It's a one-tank trip coming up after this break.
Another cold night on tap away from the city. We'll get down into the 20s again, but warmer weekend ahead. We'll have that full forecast coming up.
Time and temps.
Dry weather through Sunday, but rain by Christmas.
There's a 50% chance it won't rain on Christmas. Let's be a little more optimistic, okay? Okay, did you know Georgia used to have more than 200 covered bridges back in the 1800s? Today, fewer than 20 of them.
One of those is the Watson Mill Bridge. It's about 30 minutes east of Athens and has survived nearly 140 years. Our Will Volk went there for this week's One Tank Trip.
This bridge has a lot of history.
It's one of the smaller parts of the state of Georgia, for sure, but it's in my opinion, one of the best.
Park manager Jackson Maurer is new to the job. He started less than a month ago, but he's not new to this park. He came here many times as a student at UGA.
I just really love this area, and it feels like home to me.
It's like home for people all around this area.
I grew up around this bridge and swam here around this bridge.
About 50 years ago, a state park was created to preserve it after the old mill and power plant here closed down. But how did the bridge get here in the first place? In the late 1800s, covered bridges were a popular style to help protect the wood from the elements. Washington King, the son of famous bridge builder Horace King, built it in 1885.
He actually assembled all of the pieces of it, cut all of the pieces of it, and had it brought here and assembled on site. If you look at some of the boards that are in here today, a lot of the lattice work on the inside is original.
The bridge is still in good shape today. You can actually drive on it while coming here to enjoy the park built around it.
This place is absolutely beautiful, absolutely wonderful, and I want to continue seeing it grow.
In Comer, Will Volk, on your side.
And the park also has trails for walking, hiking, and biking, and 14 miles worth of trails designed for horseback riding.
I've seen the sign for it for years heading over to Athens, but I've never seen that bridge. So, Will, thanks for that. If you want to visit, you only have to pay $5, and that's your parking fee for the day.
Who will come out on top at the Christmas Classic? Alyssa Lyon joins us live with sports next on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
First Alert Radar.
We are excited to announce that the Medicare Specialist is now 64 Insurance Group. And while we've expanded our portfolio to include other health insurance products, we are still your go-to for all things Medicare. Don't wait until you're 65 to call. AreYou64.com.
Looking for last chance hair?
He's the best.
Make every watch count.
Little help, please? iPhone 15 Pro, your husband deserves it.
Carolers, to tell me you want a new iPhone, a better plan is Verizon.
Don't wait, they take this break.
Yes, they will in any condition. Get iPhone 15 Pro and iPad and Apple Watch all on them.
Please forgive him.
It's all good, just a little awkward.
Then we'll wrap this up.
It's your last chance to turn any iPhone in any condition into a new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium and iPad and Apple Watch SE all on us. That's up to $1,700 in value, only on Verizon.
Hi, Suzanne Lily Henny Michael here with Hardwood Floors and More. For years we've been talking about our flooring and lighting gallery, but did you know we are also your one-stop shop for wallpaper? Today more than ever, wallpaper is the most popular home design element by combining both color and texture. So Hardwood Floors and More has you covered from floor to ceiling. And don't forget, we offer interest-free financing throughout our showroom and a military discount. Discover for yourself why Hardwood Floors and More has so much more in store for you.
Hey, Jill, what's the matter?
Man, this is name change is stressing me out.
Everyone will know we still specialize in Medicare.
Yeah, I know that, but what about this?
AreYou64.com.
It is crunch time for the Salvation Army. There are only a few days left for them to make their goal for the Red Kettle campaign.
Right, as Audrey Dickerber shows us, the money they raise is more critical now than ever.
For only 4 more days, you'll hear this outside of local stores.
We are currently sitting at $196,000 we've raised. And so the goal is $225,000. So we're just shy of $30,000.
Last year they raised $200,000, but this year they are aiming bigger.
If we don't get to that $225,000, we would have to then look at a couple things that we would have to cut back in order to stay within our budget.
Needing more donations and volunteers.
We were getting more bigger dollar bills, but now we're getting a lot more coins, and we're getting a lot more dollar bills, but it's still more.
If you don't have cash, you can actually come over here, scan this QR code, and donate online from anywhere.
The number of people experiencing homelessness, that number is going up. And for us, the Salvation Army, because of us partnering with so many other nonprofits and partnering with concerned citizens and all that, we have been able to get people into stable housing. And so it isn't just a dollar. It's allowing us to give dignity to other people.
In Augusta, Audrey Deckerber, on your side.
It is critical work they're doing right now, and they hope to have the whole campaign volunteer-based one day to allow even more donations to roll right back into our community.
For the last time, the Border Bash Foundation gave back to several of our local nonprofits. Back in September, this event raised $36,000 for the cause, all children's charities. That money split between 11 different children's charities, from Child Enrichment to Golden Harvest Food Bank, the Family Y Place to Dream program, and others like the Hope House, the Jesse Norman School of the Arts. So just a wonderful day to celebrate all those groups do for the community and all the Border Bash has done over the past 30 years, 3 decades. This past year, sadly, their final year since South Carolina and Georgia will not be playing yearly anymore with the change in those football schedules, but they've donated over $1 million to children's charities in our area over the past 3 decades.
Looks like you had a good time spreading some of that money all around town today.
Fun. It's great giving people money.
It's
not even yours. It's wonderful.
And they're doing great work. All those nonprofits really make Augusta a great place to live. So thanks to Border Bash for many years. Hopefully we'll get them back one day. I hope so, Riley.
I know.
Something's in the works.
Yeah.
I know. That South Carolina Georgia game not on the schedule next year, but hopefully we get it back. Definitely a lot of great work Border Bash does around the area. We do have a nicer weekend forecast. Temperatures getting a little bit warmer for us. At least highs in the 60s. Having a look at that 7-day forecast just after the break.
From my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. There's always...
Feed your whole team with a 40-piece Chicken McNuggets for $10.99. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All right, we have an update for you on the Christmas Classic. This is happening right now over at Payne College. A few of our local teams went head-to-head on the hardwood with bragging rights on the table today. Let's dial it up. Laney girls could not find momentum in the second half. Up against Westwood, they trailed 15 and counting. No quick fix there. Westwood went on a 15-10 scoring run in the fourth to take it 69-50. Big number 2 there. Raina Burns put up 29 of the team's 50.
On to Westside now. The Patriots have won 7 of their games by 20 points or more, just dominating. This one looked to be no different against White Knoll. They had a 48-22 lead with under 5 to go in the third quarter. Almost every play could have been its own highlight reel today. They had 10 points coming off the bench in the second half, good enough to lift them over White Knoll 64-45, a dominant win today. Earlier this morning, South Aiken's Terrence Smith signed his letter of intent to play at the next level. That's going to be with UConn. Smith is an all-around athlete. He made the switch to quarterback for the T-Breads while doubling as a wide receiver this past season. He had more than 2,600 yards under his belt between passing and rushing and receiving. He did it all. When he heads north, he'll put his QB duties away and he'll work as a wideout.
I'm going to definitely miss my QB days. It was real fun, but I'm ready to focus on playing wide receiver because I feel like that was my best position, but I don't want to say I was forced to go play quarterback, but I kind of was. But it was fun, though, and I'm glad that happened. It happened that way because it was a great opportunity to get to play quarterback for South Aiken High School.
Be watching him. More to come there. Head coach Chris Hamilton used the word special so many times when it came down to Terrence's impact on the T-Breads. He will be missed.
And speaking of memorable players, Midland Valley's Trayvon Dunbar announced his commitment to West Virginia today. He last visited there earlier this month. The name should be familiar at this point. It was a staple on Under the Lights. He had more than 3,000 rushing yards this year, 42 touchdowns. That's an average of 3 a game. So he was pretty dominant out there.
So much football talent coming out of this area. Plenty of action coming up later in the evening. Josie, Cross Creek, Grovetown. So tune in again at 11 o'clock for all of that.
We will see you back here shortly. Frigid night ahead. More weather, sports, and news at 11.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
Being the Augusta guy
means that you're getting myself and my staff, which was raised on the same values that fellow Augustans were raised on. All of us grew up here. If you are hiring somebody from out of town, they may not be as connected as us. I guarantee you that we are going to work extremely hard for you. You're getting somebody who's going to shoot you straight and tell you the pros and cons of your case, and also take the case as far as it needs to go to get what people deserve.